All right, today we're going to tackle a tool that's at the absolute heart of modern software. Science, creative projects, you name it. It's GitHub. You've probably heard the name thrown around, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly why it's such a big deal.
Come on, be honest. We have all been there. You're deep into a project, maybe working with a few people, and your project folder just explodes. It's a mess of different versions, attachments flying around in emails, and you live in this constant low-grade panic that you're going to overwrite someone's genius idea, or worse, your own. It's organized chaos, and that's being generous.
But what if I told you there's a system that's literally designed to get rid of that chaos? A system that tracks every single little change, lets your team work together seamlessly, and makes sure you never, ever have to wonder which final version is the real final version again.
So let's really put a name to the problem. We'll call it collaboration chaos. It's that sinking feeling in your stomach when you realize hours of your work just vanished because somebody saved over your file. It's trying to piece together feedback from 10 different email threads. It's that paralysis, where you're scared to touch anything because you might break the one part that's actually working.
Yeah, these problems are pretty much universal. This is the old way of doing things. You've got endless file versions, changes that just disappear into thin air, and that constant nagging question, wait, who changed this and when did they do it? It's just inefficient, it's super stressful, and it is exactly the kind of mess that a proper version control system is built to clean up. Okay, so let's meet the solution to all this madness. At its core, GitHub is the central hub for your entire project. And I'm not just talking about code. This is for any project with files that change over time. Think of it like a super smart filing cabinet, a project management tool, and a team chat room all rolled into one incredible platform. Okay, to get just a little more formal for a second, GitHub is a website, a platform, that uses this really powerful engine under the hood called Git. Now that's a key thing to understand. Git is the actual version control system that does all the magic of tracking changes. GitHub is the friendly, collaborative place online where you can see and manage all that magic. And this is why it's such a game changer. That version control means you have a complete, rewindable history of your project. The collaboration tools, they mean dozens of people can work on the same project without creating that file naming nightmare we were just talking about. And since it's all in the cloud, your work is always backed up and safe. On top of all that, it's got built-in tools for managing tasks and keeping all your notes. It's the whole shebang.
Now, to really get a feel for this, let's use an analogy. I want you to think of GitHub as your project's own personal time machine. And the two main controls on that time machine are what we call repositories and commits. So first up is the repository, or what everyone just calls a repo. This is basically your project's home base. It's the main folder that holds all your files, all your images, your documents, everything. But here's the superpower. It also holds the entire history of every single change ever made to any of those files. And how does it store that history? With commits. Now, a commit is way more than just hitting the save button. When you make a commit, you're taking a permanent snapshot of your entire project at that exact moment. You also attach a little note explaining what you changed. This means at any point, you can literally travel back in time to see exactly what the project looked like, and you'll know why it looked that way.
And look at the result. It's beautiful. Your project's history becomes this clean, easy-to-read timeline instead of a folder full of confusing file names. Each commit is a clear, labeled step on the journey. Oh no, did that bug fix in commit #3 accidentally break something else? No big deal. You can just instantly rewind to the perfect snapshot you took back at commit #2. It is incredibly powerful stuff.
Okay, so a time machine is awesome for looking back at the past. But what if you want to experiment with the future without messing up the stable, working present? For that, you need a sandbox. And in the world of GitHub, that sandbox is called a branch.
A branch is essentially a parallel universe for your project. When you create a new branch, you're basically saying, hey, let me make a perfect copy of everything as it is right now so I can go play over here in this safe, isolated space. You can build a new feature, fix a complicated bug, or just try out a crazy idea, all without any risk to the main project. And the difference is just night and day. I mean, look at this. Working directly on the main project is super risky. One little mistake can bring the whole thing crashing down for everybody. But working in a branch in your sandbox is totally safe. It lets lots of people work on different things at the same time, in parallel, and nothing gets added back to the main project until it is absolutely ready, tested, and approved. So, you've done your amazing work safely over in your branch. Now what? How do you get that brilliant new feature back into the main project? Well, this is where GitHub's real collaborative magic happens, using two key features: pull requests and issues. This quote just nails it. A pull request. The name might sound a bit technical, but really, it's just the start of a conversation. See, you're not forcing your changes in, you are politely requesting that the main project pull in your new work. It's an open invitation for your teammates to come and see what you've built and talk about it.
And this workflow is really the bedrock of modern teamwork. First, you propose your change. Then, your team can look at exactly what you did, leave comments right on the specific lines you changed, and suggest improvements. After you make a few tweaks based on their feedback and everyone gives it a thumbs up, an admin merges it into the main project. It's a fantastic process that ensures quality and keeps everyone on the same page.
But wait, what about all the work that happens before you even start writing or making changes? You know, the bug reports, the new ideas, the to-do lists? For all of that, GitHub has another superstar feature: issues. Just think of issues as your project's command center. It's the one single place where you track bugs, ask for new features, or hand out tasks. This keeps every single project-related conversation totally organized and transparent, right there next to all the actual files. No more digging through old emails to figure out what you're supposed to be doing next.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds incredible, but maybe a little intimidating. Trust me, don't be. Getting started is way easier than you think, and you absolutely do not need to be some kind of coding genius to use it. Let's just walk through the first steps.
It honestly just boils down to these two simple steps. First, you head over to github.com and sign up for a free account. That's it. Second, you just have to decide how you want to work with your projects, and you've got some really great options.
The platform is really designed for every skill level. You can do a ton right from your web browser, which is perfect for managing things and reviewing changes. If you want a user-friendly app, GitHub Desktop is fantastic. I highly recommend it for beginners. And of course, for the power users, the command line gives you ultimate speed and control. Honestly, just start with the website and GitHub Desktop. You can't go wrong. And this, right here, might be the most important thing to remember. While GitHub is absolutely essential for developers, it is not only for developers. I'm serious. Writers use it to write books, scientists use it to collaborate on research, designers use it for their creative work. If you have a project with files that change and evolve over time, GitHub can help you. At the end of the day, GitHub just provides this structured, safe, and collaborative home for your ideas to grow. It takes the chaos of creation and replaces it with clarity. So, the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?